so excited because the dress I'm making is the most effort I've ever put into a dress. I watched like tons of YouTube videos to learn some tips and tricks, and I got pattern paper, so I designed my own skirt this time based on the YouTube video. It's not original. And I also am using the pattern paper to make like cutout designs for the main part of the dress. And the fabric I got is so pretty. I'm skating to Golden Hour by JVKE something. So the skirt is gonna be this. It's like brown and gold. And then the main part of the dress is gonna be this. It's so sparkly. And then I got some fabric to use for applique, however you say that. It's really pretty. It has flowers and sequins. So I'm gonna cut out the design and put it like around the neckline and around the cutouts and on the back. And I bought this. I actually already had one at home, so I'm gonna return that and then thread, obviously. So the design that I'm going for, I drew it somewhere. I don't know where I drew it, but the neckline is gonna have a cutout like right there. I got inspiration from another dress designer, and then there's gonna be a cutout that's like this. And don't worry, there's mesh in there, so it's not just exposing everything. And then I got rose colored and also gold color and silver rhinestones that I'm gonna put all over the dress. I'm super excited because I have a wax tip, and I got these syringes with like fine tips so that the glue isn't like leaking everywhere. So hopefully this dress is gonna be the best one yet. The only downside is that the fabric I got is two-way stretch, so it's not like super stretchy. And the first dress I made with two-way stretch, and it was a little difficult to squeeze into and move around in. So it only stretches like sideways. It doesn't really stretch like this way, only this way. But we'll see. I still have to make I have to make a pattern piece for the back because I wanted to do a V-neck in the back, so I need to do that. So here I'm tracing the pattern because I made the back piece is like one whole piece. It's like mesh, and then the top piece has cutouts, so I had to trace it so that I could make the cutouts without ruining the pattern. This is the back piece. I decided to actually add a V-neck, as you can see. This is the sleeve. This is where I messed up. It's so sad. I cut it out backwards. With all the pieces laid out, I pinned the front glittery pieces to the back mesh part on all the sides. I learned this pinning pattern from YouTube, actually. If you pin it kind of like sideways, it lays flatter so that when you sew, there's not any lumps in your fabric. Here's what it looked like after I sewed the front to the back. I made some mistakes. I accidentally cut the sleeve backwards, so only one of the sleeves actually fit on the dress. So I'm going to actually use the fabric that I was gonna use for the, what is this called? I don't know what it's called. The overlay where you like cut out the designs. I'm gonna use this to make a sleeve. This is actually not enough to make a sleeve, so I have to go back to Hobby Lobby tomorrow and buy more of this. And the reason I can't just buy more of this fabric is because I bought all there was left at the store to make this leotard. And it's actually good that I messed up the sleeve because the torso of this leotard is way too short for me. So I used the sleeve that I messed up to like add 4-inch extension to the torso. The torso is actually still like 4 inches too small. I have the torso of like a 6-foot person, but I'm hoping that I can squeeze into it. Another thing that I messed up on is the extension I made, because this is two-way stretch fabric. So the front of it, the front piece I made, stretches sideways, which is perfect. That's what I wanted. The back piece I cut out to stretch upwards on accident. So the front piece and the back piece stretch differently, so that might be an issue. But here's how it's looking so far. I did the bottom brief parts, and then there's my one sleeve. But just imagine if this is like a sleeve over here. It's gonna look pretty cool. Another thing which is really funny, since I underestimated how long this was gonna be, I thought that just the top part was gonna be like my whole torso. So I thought this was gonna go like down my stomach and like to my hip. But I have a very long torso, so this is actually like at the top of my rib cage. So that didn't go as planned. I think the sizing off of the size clothes that I normally wear, and also on my waist and hip sizes, but I didn't measure like from my shoulder to my crotch area. I knew that I have a long torso because I've made 2 of these leotards before, right? And they've all been hard to get into because the top part is so short. But I used 4-way stretch fabric last time, so it stretched, right? Well, this one's 2-way stretch fabric, so it's not really gonna stretch that much. So next time I'm going to measure my torso beforehand and extend my pattern piece, so that way I cut out the correct size to begin with and avoid this whole situation. The first time I tried it on, I wanted to make sure the top fit before I tried to make the rest of it, and this is when I realized that this dress was very tight. I already put so much work into it, so I wanted to finish it. I was like, at least I can get into it. I am so frustrated. I pinned it and unpinned it about 3 times trying to make sure that I pinned it correctly. Trying to attach the skirt to the body. And I sewed the briefs on the outside of the skirt. I don't understand how I'm supposed to sew it any differently. Now I have to rip out all these stitches. I did a zigzag stitch and then sewed on top of the zigzag stitch with a straight stitch. So I have to rip out all of that and then try to figure out how it's supposed to be sewn. Also, I don't know why the briefs and the skirt were like this much bigger than the waist of the top part. So I had to fold it over, which gave like a weird crease. Yeah. I was so excited to be done. This is what I was talking about. I had to fold it over, which left like a bubble right there. It looks kind of weird. That's so frustrating, man. That was the last step. Okay, I'm kind of thinking I might just like cut out the skirt and then sew the skirt on top. That might be easier. You see those? I know it's kind of blurry, but yeah, it was not working, so I'm just gonna cut the skirt out. I ended up cutting the skirt out, which split the skirt into 2 pieces, and then I accidentally sewed the back of the skirt onto the front. So then I had to use my scissors and cut out the front because it was a lot longer than the back, and I was trying to make it look flowy. So I cut out this triangle thing, which is very jagged on the bottom. I ended up not hemming the bottom because I didn't want to make it super short. Also, the shape I cut it is pretty difficult to hem. There's my dog Princess. She's a Shih Tzu. She's gonna be 1 next month. She's super cute and was very curious what I was doing. Okay, I think I fixed it. Wait. I don't know why that's curling up like that. That looks kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this right there. Let's see the back of it. This is my rhinestone setup. I have my E600 glue, my syringe with a 5-point tip, my wax rhinestone pickup thing, and then I put all my different colored rhinestones in different containers so they don't get mixed up. Here is a piece of foam board that I put a Ziploc bag over and pinned on the end so I can put it in between the dress to keep the sides from sticking together from the glue. By the way, this wax tip and this glue syringe make life so much easier. I used to hate rhinestoning, but it makes it so much easier. Here is the after of the front. I ended up using a lot more rhinestones than I planned on. I have these black and white ones and then the really, really tiny silver ones in the middle, and I think it looks pretty great. I did a different rhinestone pattern on the back just because I was kind of experimenting with rhinestone patterns, so it doesn't really look the same as the front, but it still looks pretty cool. So, not going to be using this fabric ever again. It ripped right here when I put it on. And then also, the sleeves are like trying to fall off, and this is extremely scratchy. So I guess it'll work for the 2 minutes that I'm skating, as long as it doesn't tear when I take it off, because it's extremely tight. But it looks nice, so just work on functionality next time. Yay! We're trying to take it off, but it's so tight.
It's not working.
No, it's gonna come off. It's almost there. One of the girls was like, "That's like fishnet." Oh, it's so close, but oh no.
Wait, hold on, yeah. Oh no.
Oh, okay. Woohoo! I'm supposed to wear this dress in competition on Sunday. And I'm honestly really nervous because it ripped the last time I put it on, so I hope it doesn't rip too much when I put it on again. I will be using different fabric next time. I'm really excited to make another dress because I think I learned a lot from making this one. But it looks nice, so that's good. But I learned a lot about like how I need to measure things. So, by the way, the syringe tip I was talking about, it makes it easier to put rhinestones on because when I was doing it straight from the E600 tube, the glue just constantly like slowly poured out of the tube when I wasn't using it, and the syringe keeps the glue from pouring out because you just gotta pull the syringe back a little bit and then it keeps the glue from coming out. So anyways, thank you so much for watching my video. I will post a video of my competition on Sunday. Our ice has been melted this week, so hopefully they fix the ice before then. Because it's going to be difficult to skate on if it's like has a layer of water on it. But anyways, I'll post a video on Sunday of my competition, and I hope you watch it and enjoy. Bye!